Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live episode 403. Really excited to speak with you on this fine Tuesday morning. I gotta tell you, it feels like it's a little bit more like a Wednesday, actually. Feels like it's been a long week and we're only 2 days in. What about you? Do you guys feel like that? It's really kind of cute. What I wanted to chat with you about today is to remind you, first of all, that there are 4 sleeps left until Visible Live. I am so excited about that. If you've been feeling pissed off about creating content or frustrated or overwhelmed or, really just want a really good rockin' plan to help you to get out there, make a really big impact and have that really cool safety net for you to be able to keep showing up, then Visible Live this weekend is going to do that for you. If you can't attend live, that's okay. You'll get a copy of the recording and you'll actually get a bonus one-on-one with me to make sure that you can actually apply everything that you want, ask any questions that you've got, and make sure it's really applicable to you. So the link is in the comments. Get your sweet ass in and over there. So the other thing that I really wanted to chat with you about today is about this whole consistency. It doesn't overwhelm me. The overwhelming thing that people say to me that kind of blows my mind a little bit over the years have been the way that people talk about my stuff, right? In a really lovely and a really positive way. As you're coming in, please say good morning. It's lovely to see and hear who's in here and watching. So one of the things that's been really apparent, I lost you for a sec because hashtag Wi-Fi. Hello, Amanda. All right, that looks like it's working a bit better now. Hey, Carmen. All right, so the thing that's become, I guess, that most people will say to me is that, Nicola, you always show up. And you know what I do? I feel like I've got a real, almost like a moral obligation as somebody who does show up regularly. I want to show up regularly for you guys. And I suppose it's like anything. It's like the more you can turn up, show up, but be present, the more your people are going to look for you. What was really funny, I remember a few years ago, I had a client who was working with me, and she'd say the first thing that she would do when she'd wake up in the morning is open up her phone and have a look to see what Nicola had to say today. And I was like, wow, okay, that's really kind of cool. She said it just gave her that kind of that boost of momentum, that bit of extra juice to get up and going in the morning. Other people have said to me that they try to tune in on the Coffee Run Live as it's live, or they will listen to the replay on their preferred platform, and sit and absorb. And they know all the time that there's going to be something, there's some little golden nugget that they'll be able to take out of it and either implement or use as a vehicle for helping. And then the other thing that doesn't really surprise me in terms of the coffee run, because there's generally some kind of educational component to it. It's not just usually just random drivel. It's usually very, you've got this problem, here's how to go about fixing it. There's a bit of a story and whatever. But the thing that really blew me away, the thing that really surprised me would be when I'd roll into a live event and I'm teaching and facilitating, and then we get to the breakout stuff, right? And so it might be over lunch or in a break where we're kind of hanging out and chatting a little bit more relaxed and, getting to know people and things like that. And I'll say, oh, Nicola, I really love your morning walk photos. And I was like, huh? They're like, oh, yeah. Every day we look to see, and this is going back now. I stopped doing these at the start of last year because we changed up our morning routine. But pre that, for maybe 5 years, we were religiously walking with our children every morning before school. We'd be out at about 10 to 7. We'd go on a walk. We'd be home by about 7:45, and then we'd all get ready and go to school, go to work, and do all of those kinds of things. And I'd have people say, oh, I just love your morning walk photos. I just love seeing you out with your family and that connection piece. And it really blew me away. What further blew me away actually was when I'd have people say, you know what, we've started doing morning walks because we've seen you doing them. I was like, wow. And I'd always ask, so, you know, like, why? What have you found? Like, what have you found as part of it? What's been the payoff for doing these walks? And without exception, they all told me that they had better conversations with their families as they were walking. It was time out for them. They felt better for it. And it just helped to really promote a bit of a reset and a bit of a different kind of vibe for them getting in and about their day. And I was like, wow. And it made me think about this, right? Because the thing for me was I was always, and I've always am, like really consistent with what I do in terms of how I set up my morning. So I'll get up at the morning, we've got these 6 a.m. calls, and then I go and work out, and then the rest of the day pans out from there. And I guess that's where the difference is. It's like we're not going out morning walk photoing these days because Dom and I are working out in the house, in the workout room just over behind here. And so the thing that I was thinking about though is that how the things that we don't always think are going to be really powerful end up being really powerful. You know, I started posting photos of our morning walk to show that I have children, that what my priorities are. And also it was a bit of fun to break up, you know, a little bit of behind the scenes type stuff to break up all of the business content that I was showing and promoting and talking about. But it just provided another way for you guys to kind of see a little bit about what goes on behind the veil. And you know, the thing that people look for, whether you are somebody who makes really fast, quick, strategic decisions, or you're someone who sits and watches for a longer period of time, doesn't matter if your audience, you are primarily people who make fast, quick, strategic decisions, or they're looking for more data, more connection, more longer term viewing. The thing that everybody wants to see, particularly at this day and age, is that you are walking your talk. Right? That you are not full of bullshit, that you are not some like a sneaky internet salesman who is going to rip them off and, you know, send them packing, and they're going to have to go and lodge disputes with PayPal and lodge disputes with their credit card companies, you know, doing all this sort of bullshit. What people are really looking for, and what they're getting a lot better at doing, and their bullshit detectors are so finely tuned. So when you continue to show up, regardless of how many people are commenting, saying hello, engaging visibly on your stuff, there might not be any likes, right? So I put up a post this morning. It was like a right between the eyes ones. And that's gone up, and it doesn't look like anybody's seen it. People haven't clicked like on it. No one's clicked comment on it. But I can see that there have been engagements with it, like in terms of the back end statistics. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, not everyone is going to click like, comment, share. But what we do know is that when you're going and putting this stuff out there, it can become really powerful. So one of the other things that I started doing is sharing the journal prompts at 5 a.m. Those journal prompts go out. Now, they don't usually get a lot of visible interaction on the page, but I've had people say to me, hi Jeanette, I've had people say to me, Nicola, those 5 a.m. prompts are really helpful. You know, it helped me to uncover this, that, and the other, or it really helped me to do this, or, you know, I had this, you know, lightning bolt moment that just really helped me to then, you know, get out of my own way and take a step forward. So you just don't know. I was saying this to a client this morning. You just don't know what is going to actually, you know, lift people and help them to move, right? You don't know what piece of content is actually going to capture and engage them. So your job isn't to worry about, is somebody reading this? Is somebody doing this? Are people actually listening? Are they, you know, what is it that they're doing? Your job is to show up and be consistent for the people who don't comment. Your job is to continue to show up and be consistent for the people that don't click like, that don't do those reactions, and show them by your actions, that you are someone who can be trusted, that when you say you're going to do something, you will follow through. And part of that is really demonstrating leadership, I guess, you know, no matter what the feedback is. So I suppose, like, in the sense, what I mean by all of this is that we're all really, really good at being told what we need to measure. So Facebook on a daily basis tells you to measure your engagement, because they will make money from you promoting their stuff, right? We get really good at going, all right, so this is what they're telling me. I've got to go and throw them $5 just to increase my reach. This thing is getting 90% more views than what your normal content is. You know, that they want you to go and spend money, right? It's, you know, it's Facebook. They're a business. They're here to make money. It's not a fucking charity. But I suppose the thing there is that what you can do is, instead of worrying about the engagement factor, the visible engagement factor, instead of worrying about how many people reply to your emails, show up, be consistent, do the thing, share your message, let people know how they can buy from you, and keep the faith, right? Momentum takes time to build. So, case in point, really funny. I had some photos taken, professional photos taken about 2 years ago, and I was thinking about this morning. It was the first time I'd had my hair extensions put in. I was so excited, and I had some of the photos that I've been sharing lately have been photos, like a bit of a mix of photos over the last couple of years. And there's one particular outfit that I'm wearing in the photos from a couple of years ago. That's the white lace top with kind of like, it's sort of tight here and then it sort of balloons out and it's elasticized. I had it on yesterday. And when I put it on yesterday morning, I was like, whoa, it's really tight, like on my arms. And I said to my husband this morning, I said, did you see that white top I had on yesterday? He said, yeah, I really liked it. I said, oh, thanks, babe. The arms are really tight. And I said, my arms have gotten, like, I've been working out, and I've been really focusing on building up and growing my arm muscles, right? Triceps, biceps, you know, dips, all of that sort of shit. And I said, you know, my arms, the sleeves on this top were tight, which means my arms are growing. Yes. So exciting. You know, and I hadn't realized, you know, I've been working like for about the last, 13 months or so, just doing my normal thing, not going flat out, you know, not lifting, you know, 50 kilos of dumbbells or sitting there, you know, just doing my pump class and doing the things that we do. But without realizing that momentum has shifted and my body has changed, right? So this is the thing with momentum and growth, and even with your business, it's like you might not see it, you might not feel it until you stop and then go back and go, oh, wow, you know, like the momentum really has built. Things really have changed. You know, my audience really is big. You know, how fucking lucky am I that I was willing to show up and keep building the momentum and the energy, and then to have the payoff. You just don't know what piece of content is going to spark people or stop people in their tracks and help them to either take action or to help them decide in that moment that you're the right person for them. For me, it could be it could be the morning walk photos. Some of the things that I'll see that have made me decide to buy, like I don't visibly engage with a lot of stuff on Facebook. I like to kind of retain a little bit of a sense of privacy, I suppose. But for me, I've recently purchased a program, and the thing that got me was I felt like this person was really walking their talk, right? And I guess like when you're showing up consistently and you're showing up on a daily basis, unless you're a very good actor, it's really hard for you to, I think it'd be really hard for you to wear a facade every day and like every minute of every day when you're showing up in social media to try and be someone that you're not. So consistency helps you to shed some of those layers. It helps you to step into the spotlight. It helps you to grow momentum. It helps you to grow connection with your audience. And it helps you to also, I guess, share different things in different ways that allow people to get a bit of an insight into who you are outside of just this one facet of your business or the service that you provide. You know, when I talk to people and I ask them about what made them decide to work with me, or like, why me? Like, so a big question that I ask, and I encourage all of you to ask all of your clients this, it's why me? Why now? right? So why me? And I'm not looking for people to like blow hot air up my ass when I ask, why me? Why did you decide to work with me? I'm not looking for the validation. I'm genuinely curious to understand what is it about me that had them, that made them want to buy from me. Because let's be honest, there are a bazillion business coaches out there. There are a bazillion marketing coaches out there. There's a ton of social media experts. I mean, shit, anybody with a phone these days is a fucking social media expert. Let's be honest. There's a bunch of people out there doing what it is that I do. So I'm genuinely curious, why me? And like I said, I'm not looking for the external validation. And when you're asking this question, I wouldn't be doing it from a place of asking for, why did you choose me? Well, I think you're fucking awesome. Yeah, no shit, but why? Right? But why? And usually what comes up is that they'll say, well, I've been following you for a while now. And I'm like, yep. Okay, cool. I'm really curious, like how long? And they'll often say, oh, like a year, 2 years, 7 years, 10 years, 6 months, 3 months, found you last month, however long it happens to be. And I'll go, okay, that's cool, but what was it? And usually they say, well, like, no bullshit, your consistency. You show up every day. And I'm like, yep, I do that. Absolutely. They'll say often that, if they've gone and had a look at researched me a little bit, which isn't, going too far, they know that I live in the middle of the nowhere. I've got 3 children and, I've built this business from home, living where I am, doing things in the way that I do them. And so like that, I guess, no bullshit, zero tolerance for that and things like that, right? So anyone can motivate you. Right? Anybody can motivate you. So why do you choose to buy from that person? So when you're putting yourself out there, are you sharing, and this is where that consistency comes in, are you sharing pieces of you? Are you sharing a little bit of behind the scenes? Because it's not just the widget that you're selling that is going to make people buy. Because if you say that you're a photographer, right? Or if you're a personal trainer, or if you're a coach, or whatever you happen to be, doing what you're doing, there's a plethora of choice. There's like a platter. It's like a buffet. It's like the buffet of photographers. Who shall I pick? The buffet of coaches. Who shall I pick? If you're only putting yourself out there and only talking about things that are only educational, then people can say, all right, well, this person gives me 3 steps this day, and then this person gave me 5 steps in how to do this day. What do I pick? Oh, I don't know. It becomes a very kind of pragmatic, almost listing out a pros and cons list of why they should choose you or choose them or choose them or choose you. And by showing up and sharing little pieces of you, like snippets of your soul, I like to call them, or behind the veil, and sharing some of that behind the scenes stuff and being really real, it helps people to see your values, it helps people to see your heart, it helps people to see your soul, and it helps people to feel connected to you. And I guess where that becomes really important is I would rather, to me, my decision-making stuff is around if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no, right? So how are you making it really easy for people when they see you go, holy fuck, this is the person for me. I'm totally in. What do I need to do? Shut up and take my money. I'm in, let's go. Or is it more of a, I'm not too sure. Let me just go and do some shopping around. If people are wanting to shop around, I know that that's a God-given choice and that's totally fine. But, to me, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And so that question, why me? What do you want people to say? And to me, it's like, because you're consistent, you lead by example, you're a leader, you're funny. I think I'm very funny. You've been doing this for a long time. Whatever the thing is. But then the next thing is why now? So why me? Why now? And then you've got to help people be able to make that choice and that decision. Why now? Because I can't wait a fucking moment longer. Why now? Because we're not getting any freaking younger. Why now? Because if I don't, then I'm just going to keep letting fear contribute to this, this stuckness that you might be experiencing, or that when they're talking to you about it, right? Why now? Because I can't not. Why now? Because I was called to do this, and it's a hell yes. Like, how do we make this happen? And if your content that you're putting out there is haphazard, if it's gray, beige, boring, then it makes it really hard for people to go, hell yes, or hell no. It makes it easy for them to say hell no, right? And then when you ask them that question, why me? Why did you choose me? I'm really curious to understand. We want them to say really amazing things about you. And I think the big thing here, like I was saying to you, is that consistency is something that is incredibly underrated in this world of business and in this world of marketing and in social media, but it is absolutely freaking imperative. If you're not consistent and showing up once a week, you guys, even though it's like semi-regular, it's not enough. You've got to be consistent showing up daily. You've got to show up daily. Otherwise, people forget about you. And that's awful, because then you're robbing them of the gift of you. You're robbing them of their choice or their potential choice or their potential decision to work with you. You're robbing them from that ability of going like, hell yes, I'm in, like Flynn, shut up and take my money. What is it that we need to do? So consistency, persistence, letting them see behind the veil of you and who you are, not only your expertise, but who you are as a human, is ridiculously important. So we'll be talking about that invisible live as well on the weekend. But if you take nothing else away from today, please, for the love of all things holy, make the commitment to showing up consistently. Showing up and demonstrating through your actions, not just your words, but your actions, your commitment to showing up for them, that you walk your talk, that you are leading the way, that they are going to be able to say, hell yes. If they don't have enough information yet, or if they don't have enough of a feeling to be like, hell yes, then show up the next day and help them get that hell yes. Show up the next day, help them get to that hell yes. Like, that's your job, is taking people up the hell yes scale so that they go, oh my God, I'm totally in. Let's make this stuff happen. So that's my ramping motivation for you today. I hope that is helpful. The link for Visible Live is in the comments if you're wanting to make your plan so that you can show up and turn up live, so that you're not overwhelmed, there's no stress, you know what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, so that you do stand out and help people get to that hell yes moment consistently. Then show up to Visible Live this weekend. It will rock your world, my friends, if I do say so myself. Meanwhile, get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. If you have any questions, hit me up, let me know. I'd be super happy to answer them for you. I love answering your questions. I really, really do love answering your questions. So if you have any, let me know. Meanwhile, do all of that and be absolutely ridiculously amazing. And remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.